everybody. Welcome back to the Honey Jam Pod. Jess is feeling a little under the weather, but I forced her on. You know how it is. We've made a promise to release weekly episodes. So here we are.
Hi, guys. It's so funny because Janice was like acting really cool about it. And I think she meant it, but I couldn't really like tell because she was like, she kept joking, like, all right, so see you tonight. I'm just kidding. Just rest. Take a breather. You deserve the rest. You're sick. I'm like, okay. All right. Okay, so are we on for tonight? I'm just kidding. Jess, I'm totally kidding.
And then, Don't you dare. Just go to sleep. Rest up.
And it's so funny because I was like, no, I'll try to, it's because, I'm sick. And also like I have some reports that I'm backed up on for work. So I was like, if I finish the report, Janice, I'll let you know. I don't know if I will, but I'll let you know, Janice. No, Jess, don't worry about it.
I told you, fine. Don't even think about it.
And I was like, okay. Thank you. And then as soon as I texted her, I was like, hey, Janice, I actually finished one report. I think I can record tonight. All right, great. See you at 9 p.m. So, I mean, I just appreciate your dedication. I apologize to Janice because sometimes I feel like dead weight, guys. I don't know how many of you look forward to our weekly episodes. I'm sure there are, which we totally appreciate. I just want to say Janice is very dedicated to bringing you guys the episodes. It's me. I'm the problem. I'm either sick, I'm either overwhelmed by work, or I'm just dead tired. So I'm sorry. If there's ever a break or like a rest week, it's because of me. So I'm sorry.
No, I mean, for me, this is what I look forward to after work. You, on the other hand, have to tend to a toddler. You have house chores. I mean, toddler is more than enough, but for me, I'm like waiting. I'm waiting. But
no, don't get me wrong. I love talking with you, Janice.
Yeah, I know. But then on top of that, you're sick. I was really going to give you a break, but you seemed fine. Went to Disneyland today. So I was like, what? She has the energy today. She's not bedridden.
Let's do our check-in today.
Okay.
Yeah, and I actually want to talk about that because, our Disney pass is expiring. That's the reason why we reserved it for today. And for me, I didn't have work because for some reason my district has a local holiday.
Nice.
Even though we have President's Day off next week as well.
Wow.
So I was like, great. Like, I feel like, people are still working. I feel like Disney might be a little bit, less crowded. So we decided to kind of reserve today as like our last hurrah before our pass expires. And then it's funny because leading up to the day, I kept asking Josh, like, hey, should we just go like by ourselves? What do you think?
Without baby.
Without Hui, because Hui still has school. And then I thought Josh would be like, oh yeah, for sure, let's just do us two. But surprisingly, Josh was like, I feel bad. And he was like, I think we should take Hui because he loves Disneyland. And like, it's like our last time going. And then like that, I was like, oh, like that's so sweet of you, Josh. So it made me feel bad.
Yeah.
And so we decided like, okay, we'll take Hui.
Yeah.
But then over the weekend, I was like, oh, shoot, Josh, I'm feeling really sick. I don't think I can take care of Hui. Like, I don't think I have the bandwidth in me to like take care of a toddler and like go to Disneyland. It's going to be exhausting. So Josh was like, all right, let's just send him to school and then let's just like go get lunch or something to Disney.
Yeah.
I was like, yes. But even up till this morning when I sent him to school, like I felt bad. And I was like, oh, like I didn't even want to go. I even texted you, Janice. I was like, I'm looking forward to the time after Disney when I come home and I'm resting without Hui, But we ended up going. And then the magic of Disney and 2 Tylenols healed me because we had such a great time. And like, I feel like it's been so long since Josh and I had that kind of one-on-one date. Because again, we don't have a lot of help. So we can't really just, go and, during the day we're working. So it's been a while. And we're just like, we're looking at each other like loving them. We're like, we're so happy.
This is so nice.
It was kind of like pitiful too. Like Josh, this is so nice. Like, when
I
are we
will
ever
say.
gonna do this again?
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
very new actually seeing your stories without
Yeah.
Hui at Disneyland, just you two.
Yes, yeah. And the thing is, I was very touched because I had so many like just parents, friends, like they were so happy for us, you know? Like they were rooting for our date and like especially the parents are like, yeah, dude, yeet Hui to school. Like forget about him. Like
Yeah.
forget Magic of Disney for Hui. Like he's not even gonna remember or
Yeah.
appreciate it, you know?
Mhm. Mhm.
It's like just let him go to school and like let the teachers take care of him and you have your time and like so many people were like affirming me.
Mhm.
So like all the guilt dissipated. I was like, you know what? You're right.
I'm gonna enjoy my day today.
Yeah. I was like, I'm gonna enjoy my day. And like, you know, people like you, friends were like, dude, I'm so happy for you. Like, have fun. Danielle, shout out Danielle. She sent me Venmo to buy some beignets. And she was like,
Aww.
Jess, I like you look so happy just being mindless and brainless. She's like, I love that for you. And I was like, thank you, Dan. So
Wow.
I don't know, like I just felt the love and like
Mm.
also it was such a good day and we actually didn't do much.
Yeah.
We went to Disney and then I think we like had like a what is that called again? That wrap, like Ronto wrap or whatever from Star Wars.
I've never had it, but it looked glorious.
It you know what it reminds me of, Janice? It reminds me of that I forgot what it's called from Turkey. The
Uh-huh.
one that was in Germany that we ate a lot.
Um
It's like a
a
pita bread
gyro,
wrap.
gyro.
Yes, a gyro. Yeah, it tastes like that.
A
Yes, yes,
gyro.
yes.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm. So we love that one. And then after that we did the what is it? The resistance ride. Um
Epic. Was there a
so
line?
fun. We actually paid $50 to get
You
in
know
front
what?
of the
Like
line.
when will you have that time again, you know? It's totally
Exactly. We're
worth
like, you
it.
know, it's worth it. So we went and then we did that and we love that ride because you know like when you go in, like the actors are super or like the workers are like really
Yeah.
dedicated. They're like,
Yeah.
"All right, no questions." And they're like being super mean. So I love
Yeah.
that about the ride. And then afterwards we got what is it? That Cocoa Puff cold brew thing, the drink,
Mhm.
which was
Mhm.
surprisingly really good. I thought it was going to be super hyped, but I really enjoyed that. And
Uh-huh.
then the baked potato.
Ooh, I've never had all that food that you had today. It looks so
Yes, it
good.
was my first time trying the baked potato.
Uh-huh.
Oh, I forgot where it's at. It's like something called like something tavern next to the outside theater, like right
Okay.
across. It's a small world. Josh and I were like blown away. We're like, oh my gosh, this is so good. So we ate that, and then we went home.
It wasn't even all day.
It wasn't even all day. It was just like we ate, rode one ride, and then Josh was like, "Do you want to do like a parade?" I'm like, "Nah," and then we just went home. You know. Hey,
Yeah.
by the way, question. So
Mhm.
I asked Josh this at Disneyland. What's your ranking? Like, World of Color, fireworks, and parade.
World of Color, fireworks, and parade. I think parade is definitely last on my list. Um,
Okay, continue.
and then well, okay, and then fireworks, World of Color. World of Color, the only time I watched it, it was freaking windy, so like the projection sucked. So I would say fireworks, World of Color, parade. Actually, fireworks, parade, World of Color. There we go.
Wow.
What's
Your
your
first
order?
option. Sorry, guys, I'm eating an ice cream. Your so Josh kind of said the same thing. He said parade is last for me.
Uh-huh.
World color, oh, it's okay. Second, and he said fireworks is first.
Mhm.
I'm kind of shocked by that, and I'm curious what our listeners think as well. Because for
What's yours?
me,
Mhm.
parade is first.
Ah.
Parade, fireworks, and World of Color. Well, I could care less about World of Color. I really think it's whatever.
Yeah.
And then fireworks, yeah, you know, for me, my ranking is based on like what can you only see at an amusement park?
Mm,
Parade, like the scale and like the
that's true.
people involved. You know what I mean? Like it's only
Yeah.
something you can see at Disneyland. The characters.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. The parade is very well done at Disneyland for sure. But
Yeah, but I'm
uh-huh.
surprised that it's like almost last for you and last for Josh.
Maybe it's because I haven't seen many parades. I think I only remember just seeing one parade that one year we went with your sister and Summer. That was pretty fun.
Oh
Um,
yeah.
and like I said fireworks because I remember I watched the fireworks and I cried during like a Coco segment because it was so touching.
It is very moving, yeah.
Yeah.
Especially when you're in a good spot and you see like okay, the reason why also fireworks is number two is because shout out Hannah Yu.
Uh-huh.
One time, this is when we had like CG with like our previous group,
Hmm.
but Joanne and Rack lived next to Hannah Yu's aunt, and apparently on July 4th, Hannah's family goes like buck wild. They like get their own supply of fireworks, and then
Wow.
like they go like like Disneyland fireworks ham. And then they
Oh.
invited us, and we got to like get a camping chair and then like just watch them.
Uh-huh.
And it's like all the uncles and the guys like lighting it up and like running away and doing like the crazy fireworks.
Uh-huh.
But it was like my first time kind of like being like that close,
Mm-mm-mm.
seeing that many fireworks and just with like an intimate group of people.
Yeah.
So after that, I feel like nothing can top that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I feel like that's pretty special. Like not a lot of Korean families do
Yeah.
that.
So shout out Hannah's family. I think it was her
Uh,
wekachok, her mom's
can
side.
can I go this year?
I
Hannah?
know, ask them. Um anyways, that was kind of a long-winded. I was excited, guys, as you can
Yeah.
tell.
Yeah.
And it was our date was long overdue. So thank you guys for listening. Janice, how
Aw.
about you? A check-in for you.
Well, actually, just on Disneyland though, it's funny because like this morning I woke up early. This is kind of part of my check-in, but I'm watching my sister's dog, and now my adopted dog from Korea, my grandma's
By the
dog.
way, that looks like Happy,
She's
like
she's a
reincarnated.
Maltese. Yeah, she's a Maltese, and she's a senior dog,
Uh-huh.
white Maltese, just like Happy was. And
Uh-huh.
it truly does feel like it's Happy reincarnated. It's crazy.
Yeah, it's kind of touching. But
Yeah.
anyways, yeah.
So I've been waking up early to take them on walks because I don't want them to pee and poo inside the house.
Uh-huh.
But I swear,
Is she
okay, so
is she potty trained, by the way? Did it happen?
she's not potty
Oh.
trained. Well, she like poops, like pees on the pad, but I think it's because it's a new environment. She's confused, she's also old, so she has a little bit of dementia. She's just like kind of staring into space, like into the
Dude,
dark.
that's Happy. I
And
was happy.
it's really weird because it's literally Happy, but she's cuter. She has a cuter face. Anyways, so I've been waking up early, and it's like my memory in the morning, it just disappears after because I swear I texted Jess last night about Disney. I was like, oh, have fun at Disneyland. If you get too tired, whatever, we can skip it. We can skip Honey Jam. And then in the same day, the same, like I said the same thing to her. I was like, wait, did I text you this morning or last night? And just like, you texted me this morning. I was like, oh shit.
All a blur.
Yeah, it's all a blur. And so yeah, I don't know. I think maybe my sleep has been a little like funky these days. Um, so the other day I was talking to Sarah about horror movies, and it wasn't even like a detailed conversation. It was just like, oh yeah, I can't watch horror movies. And then she watched this movie called Nosferatu, which is like a creepy vampire movie that just came out with Lily Depp. Lily, what's her name again? Johnny Depp's daughter.
Uh-huh.
Which maybe we should watch together, Jess. I hear it's pretty.
Wait, what is it called? It's a
It's called
movie?
Nosferatu.
Nosferatu. 나
It's
처음 들어봐.
Yeah, it's
I've never heard
basically
it.
an old vampire movie that they remade, and it's supposed to be like
Oh.
very very artsy, very very creepy, but like a work of art. So people have been really appreciating the movie.
Interesting. And it's Johnny Depp's daughter starring in it.
And the guy who plays it, the clown, the Swedish guy.
Oh, I forgot his name, but I know who you're talking about. Yeah.
So that's all we talked about. And then I was like, okay. And I went to sleep that night, and I had a horror, like a nightmare. And then what happened was I was like in a hotel room, and then we were doing like, it was like a bunch of people in the hotel room, and we were doing like a photo shoot. And one by one, everyone like start to leave the room after they were done with their photo shoot. And then it's so random, but it was me, Kim Go-eun, the DJ from Singles Inferno, the model, ex-model,
Taiwan?
Taiwan,
Uh-huh.
and then another guy, right? And it quickly became like very dark and like
Oh.
creepy. and then it's a hotel room, and then all of a sudden like something was happening to Taewon, and he was like laying on the bed, and then like he was like unconscious or something, and I started to exorcise them, like exorcism.
Like
And
you were doing
me,
something?
yeah, and I had like a Jesus like figurine, like made out of metal, like those things that are at the end of the rosary. I
Uh-huh.
had that, and it was like made out of metal, and I was saying, "In Jesus' name, demon, come out!" And I was like doing it on his
What the
forehead, right?
heck?
I was like, "In Jesus' name, demon, come out!" And like for some reason in my dream, I was like I was scared doing it, right? And I couldn't really like say the words clearly. I was having trouble saying the words, but I was trying my best because I was trying to get the demon out. And I was like, I was tapping the Jesus figure thing on his forehead, but I was doing it so much that I was starting to bleed.
What the heck is this?
I was doing that, and then all of a sudden I realized, like, oh my gosh, they're scared of me right now. Like
Who?
he's the DJ. Taeyeon, Taeyeon, his eyes were closed, but I could see he was
Like
like
he was
scared.
trembling.
He was
Yeah.
trembling. He was scared of me. And then that's when I kind of like backed away from the bed, and I was like, oh my gosh, what's wrong with me? And I was like freaking out. I was like, oh my gosh, like that, right? And as I was freaking out, suddenly I hear a camera like on the phone, like recording, and then suddenly I feel like someone's touching my back, like caressing my back, and it's
What
David
the?
like waking me up because
Oh
I
my
was like I
gosh.
was dreaming. And what happened in
Uh-huh.
his POV was apparently like, so I usually sleep on my back very well, but these days
Mm-hmm.
I've been kind of like going to the side, right? I'm
Uh-huh.
like, and then I was chanting, in Jesus' name, demon come out. In Jesus' name, demon come out, into his ear. So he woke up.
Wait, you were
And then
sleep talking?
I was sleep talking, but you know how I said like I was struggling in my dream? I was struggling
Oh,
like out loud, like physically. So
I
at first
see.
he thought it was funny that I was sleep talking, and he's always trying to like capture my sleep talking moments. So
Yeah.
he like grabbed the phone, but then he started hearing me say, in Jesus' name, demon, like that, right? In Jesus' name. I kept chanting it. So he got really scared. And like, it seemed like I was being like demon possessed.
Yeah.
And then he said, I was like, in Jesus' name, demon, like that.
Oh my gosh,
And
that's so scary.
that's the part where I think I was like,
Yeah, you could. Or
That's
you're
what I was
freaking out, like
like,
they're scared of me, and then you
yeah,
saw the blood and everything.
yeah. And then like I felt like David waking me up.
Oh.
I woke up like,
Dead.
oh my gosh, but that was my nightmare.
Dude, Janice, you have like the most creative, terrifying nightmares. I think we talked about this in our previous
Uh,
episode
I
for
don't
our
think I
listeners
shared it.
too. Oh, I think it was one of the lost ones for our first. Dude, can you share that one?
Okay, so yeah, like other than this dream, this other dream that I had
Yes.
when we were like after it was
In
right after
college.
college. Yeah, in
Yeah. Oh,
college.
I think it was in college, yeah.
Yeah,
No,
I
it was
and
in
the,
college when
uh-huh.
we were like either junior or seniors because or no, it might have been seniors because I remember you were talking about it and telling me about the dream in my room
Uh-huh.
and then you started
Okay.
crying. Yeah.
Really? I start crying.
Yeah.
Okay, it's crazy because like I don't watch horror movies, but these two dreams that I had were so like detailed. But I remember this other dream where there was it was a apocalypse, and everyone was running away. So just pure horror and terror in the air. I remember it was like dark, like black skies, and everyone's running. I think we were like in a school, and like it was me and somebody else, and we were hiding from something. I don't know what it was, and we got behind a desk, and like we're just like running away in fear and like trying to stay quiet under this desk. And then we're like, where's Jess or something like that, right? I'm like looking for Jess, and then I get a weird feeling that something is like below me, right? Like on below my feet. And then I looked down, and in my peripheral, I see something dark. Like it's almost like I'm standing on top of like a glass floor, and there's something in the glass floor. Like in
So
my peripheral, I see
scary.
a dark figure, and I'm thinking like, "Where's Jess? Where's Jess?" And I look down at my feet, and there is Jess frozen, underneath the glass floor, and she's like it's almost like she was trying to get out of the glass, but she's frozen and her eyes are all like completely black, and she's like her mouth is open in terror, and she has like long jet black hair, and it's almost like you were in water but frozen, and your long hair is just like everywhere. You're like, ah! And that's how I woke up.
But then when Janice was explaining that dream to me, and she actually explained this to me like word by word. So I'm very surprised, Janice, because like sometimes you forget a lot of things, but very specific things you're like very, you remember very well.
Unnecessary things.
But I remember as she was kind of unfolding this story and this nightmare to me, she starts crying on the part where she's like, and then I saw you. And she started crying. And I think I don't know. I don't remember who was with us, but we were like, Janice, we're gonna, because she started crying while she was recalling that dream. I think it was so vivid in her mind, and she was so scared, and like she was like worried for me in that dream.
Yeah.
So she started crying when she was talking about it. But anyways, and then there was another dream where you said like someone was holding like a funeral picture. And you kept looking at the eyes of the funeral picture, and then the eyes shifted.
It was Ellen. Yeah. It was Ellen.
Oh my god, dude.
The eyes shifted in the cemetery, the photo. Oh wow, so I have 3 nightmares
that are like terrifying. Okay, I don't remember what we talked about, what we didn't talk about in our previous episodes, but then that also reminds me of when we went to Canada with Dan. Did we talk about this?
It's okay. I think it's fine if we repeat stories at this point.
I'm sorry if you guys are listening to this for the nth time, but Janice, Danielle, and I went on like a girls trip to Canada. We went to Toronto, and then we were just like coming back from like a full day of hanging out like at the museum or whatever. I don't remember. It was like our first or second day. It was a packed day, and it was like pretty dark outside because we were going back to our Airbnb, but we were riding the bus, and Canadians are very, very friendly. I still remember like there was like a really friendly dude who helped us with directions, and just like everywhere we go, they were just so helpful and kind.
Yeah.
Anyways, we were just being stupid and like dying about something, and we were like laughing in the bus like pretty loudly, and then like this ajoshi, this guy in the bus, he like smiled at us, or he like looked towards us, and then he like sat down.
Yeah.
And then, Dan and I didn't really think much of it, but then Janice was like, hey guys. She's like, hey, what if like this guy, like he just thought he's like this guy who is coming back from like a long day of work, but he has this like nefarious, like evil side to him.
Yeah.
And he today he was just gonna take it easy. Like she's literally talking like this to us. We're like literally like, wait, what?
I'm like making a narrative.
Yeah, you're making a narrative and you're like unfolding the story again. And you're like, and today, like, he just happened to, wanted to take it easy, but he sees this group of Asian girls laughing.
3 girls.
Like, a group of 3 girls laughing, and he's like, huh, that's funny. And that murderous, vicious side of him starts to get curious, and his interest is piqued.
Yeah.
And then she ends the story there. And we're like, what the frick, Janice? Why would you say that? Like, that's so dark.
Yeah. No, and then it was funny because like I was like, that's so funny. I just trolled these girls. I just did this to scare them. But he wouldn't get off.
He wasn't getting off. And so we're like, ha ha ha, that was funny, but why isn't he getting off?
Yeah.
And then when we press the stop and we're about to get off, we see in our peripheral him standing up.
Yeah.
So instantly, you could imagine, like, after we heard this horrendous scenario from Janice, we're freaking out.
Including myself.
I start calling Josh. Because Dan is like, call Josh, so we have a witness online.
Yeah.
And so I call him, but he's not freaking picking up. And so we literally sprint back to our Airbnb, like sprinting.
Good times.
But it is, to this day, it is still kind of a mystery if Janice's scenario was just trolling us, or if it was in fact
true. But then Jess was like, what if he was just like a nice family man? You literally made him to be a murderer.
I was like, dude, what if just after a long day he's just going back to his family and he
Yeah.
just wants to relax and
Yeah.
he's a nice Canadian dude. And we literally like sprinted home like in terror. So Janice is like she's it's interesting because Janice is such a bright and joyful and kind person, but she has like really dark and horrendous thoughts sometimes that just like seep out. We're like, where is that coming from, Janice?
Yeah. Well, you know what they say, comedians are the best like horror film directors.
Like Jordan Peele.
Yeah, that's exactly what I'm talking about.
Which, by the way, I have not seen any of his films.
You didn't see Get Out?
I didn't see Get Out because
Get
I'm not
Out.
I okay. I'm not a huge fan of horror films.
Okay.
Like I'm just such a scaredy cat. Even like gore kind of scares me. You know what I mean? So like even Kingdom, which is apparently a great drama with Chu Jun. I didn't even really watch Kingdom.
Wait, okay, sorry. We need to go back. We need to watch Get Out. You, an English major, would really appreciate the hidden signs, symbolisms.
That's another thing that Janice always does. She always brings up my major in college, English major, and she expects me to have like a deep analysis of every movie and every book and anything I read. She's like, you as an English major would love it because you know, you have to interpret this and that. And I'm like, I have no interpretation. I literally watched it mindlessly.
Well, I just love hearing people's analyses of different works, especially Jess. She has a different, like, you know, viewing eye. For me, I'm just like, oh yeah, that's just a girl eating cereal. But the girl is eating the cereal, separating the Lucky Charms with the regular wheat because it's a movie about race.
Get Out. Get Out?
Yeah, dude. You would appreciate that.
That's interesting. I do. It's because as an English major, that's all you're doing. You're looking for all the mundane little things and you have to flesh it out and create this BS and participate and have a 10-page essay on stupid things.
And it's usually sexual.
It is usually sexual. It is usually a lot of symbolism, a lot of imagery and all of that. So there you go. Speaking of interpretation and analysis, what did you think about Kendrick Lamar's performance?
If it was up to me, I would.
Is that the SZA song?
Yeah.
Okay.
So good.
Is this SZA?
I call her SZA.
Okay, because Josh was like SZA. Dude, the SZA performance.
I call it SZA.
Are you sure it's SZA?
SZA.
Okay, I have no idea. But anyways,
we gotta break it down.
I mean, let's just start with like, did you like it or not? Because I was surprised to see there were some divided thoughts.
Yeah,
on
I know.
the performance. Yeah,
right off the bat, I liked it. I thought it was swaggy.
Likewise, I for one loved it.
Yeah, which is not surprising that we loved it. There were some. I have like David was like, I thought it was okay. You know, I mean, he's a rapper after all, so it's not gonna be like, you know, Bruno Mars, pop,
spectacular,
Beyonce, spectacular. Yeah. But the more I got to see all the analysis videos, I was like, I love it even more.
Yeah, dude. Did Danielle like it?
I think so.
Okay, first of all, you watched it with your community, or actually, no, your church people.
Yeah,
that's who you watched it with. So it was like Esther, Harris, Steph, and Andy and Danielle was there. Did everyone like it?
I mean, for the most part, it was. But I will say, towards the end, like all of us were like, at first, and then like it kind of like got a little bit.
Down.
Yeah. But I thought it was. I did get goosebumps at the what's his name? What does he say? Like, say Drake, and he smiles at the camera. That was oh shoot, and then Serena Williams crip walking.
Yeah. At first, I was like, who was that? I didn't even catch it. I was like, wait, what? But yeah, I my favorite parts were like, we actually came in. I don't even know who played who, by the way. Like football, I could care less. I was going for the
Exactly.
vibes and the pizza
Yes.
and the wings and the
Yes.
halftime show,
Mhm.
as always. So we walked in a little bit after Kendrick started.
Okay.
And then I actually like I saw it again afterwards in peace by myself.
Yeah.
But then I walked in like around like right before like Be Humble.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
That's
So
exactly where you need to start.
yeah.
Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun.
That part
Well,
was so cool.
I actually did not know much about the whole feud until
Uh-huh.
Danielle told me to watch like analysis videos of it, and like literally, I didn't know that They Not Like Us. Every single word is like a reference. There's so many references and history in that
Oh,
song that
yeah.
I don't even understand all of it. But
Like even to songs, like song titles and stuff,
uh-huh,
right?
uh-huh, yeah.
Yeah.
Even Ovi Ho, even that's like a reference.
Uh-huh.
Like the Serena Williams thing, I would have never I wouldn't even know that was Serena Williams if I didn't hear about
Exactly.
what happened. And, for people who might not know what happened, apparently Drake used to date Serena Williams a long time ago, and then fast forward after they broke up, he called out Serena Williams's husband for no reason. 그냥
Yeah.
시비 걸었던 거지, right?
Yeah.
Also, Serena Williams happens to be from Compton, where Kendrick Lamar is from, and
Yes.
so Kendrick Lamar is kind of like supporting Serena Williams, like basically, hey, don't like mess with her, whatever. And he like says it in the song, and that's why she comes out and she's crip walking.
Yeah. But also it's like referring to because like after she won the Olympics, I
The
think
Wimbledon.
Wimbledon, yeah, for tennis, she did like her crip walk there.
Yeah.
And then she was actually like very much like criticized for it.
Yeah.
So she's kind of like like calling back to that moment too,
Yeah.
like where her roots are from
Yeah,
Compton,
exactly.
Yeah.
I thought that was cool because actually I was talking about this too with Danielle. I was like, it was really interesting because I was like seeing Serena Williams do the sea walk, like so
Yeah.
swag. It was so like new and kind of weird, but I realized it's because she's in such a whitewashed sport, tennis, right? Like she doesn't do things like that. But then it almost was like you said, like her showing like, you know what? I'm black. I'm from Compton.
Yeah.
I'm gonna keep
She's like
doing my thing.
reclaiming that dance. Like, you know what? I'm proud. I'm proud of it. I don't regret anything.
Exactly. And then the
They
look in
not
her
like
eyes.
us. They not like us. Yeah.
She had like fire in her eyes. It was like at first watching the show, I was like, oh, she's getting back at Drake, but she's getting back at like the white people.
Yeah.
And Drake.
Yeah. It's like a subtle nod to everything, like her past relationship, her getting back at Drake, but also like, her all her controversy. She's like, I don't care. I'm still gonna do it, kind of thing.
Yeah. And she was so cool doing it.
I know. She looked like really good.
Yeah.
Isn't she like 50?
Is she? I believe it. I mean,
I don't know, but
she looks good.
Like, she looked good, and then apparently, like the stage is supposed to like look like PlayStation or something.
Oh yeah.
Did you hear about that?
I heard about that. It's
because it's like
PlayStation.
Competition.
It's like a game, but also I heard that it's like PlayStation. This is a bit of a stretch, but PlayStation is owned by Sony, and Sony Records is Drake's company. Sounds like a bit of a stretch, though. There's so many.
I didn't notice when I was watching it like live, but he also had a little a little A necklace, right? So he was like referring to A minor.
A minor.
And it's wild that everybody. Okay. It's wild that everyone sang along at the Grammys when he won for that song. And then it's funny because like the entire time, so we watched it at the Hongs, and then the Ryus were there, so all of our friends, and then Mike, shout out to our previous guest Grace Ryu, her husband. He kept saying, dude, he's not going to do it. He's not going to do Not Like Us.
Yeah.
He kept saying that. And you know how it kept like kind of like teasing?
Dun,
right? We're like, oh! We're like, he's like, no. He's not going to do it. Like, it's because a lot of people advised him, like, don't do it, you know? And that's what he kept saying. He's like, oh,
Yeah.
People...
should do it. I'm going to do it.
Yeah. And he actually did it, which is insane. Like, wow. And you
Yeah.
know, have you seen that like stupid footage of Drake like having bullets
Oh
like
yeah, I saw that.
on his shirt and smoke coming out?
Yeah.
Okay, I
So
don't
is
know what
he In
that's
Jong
about.
Hang? It sounds like he's like In Jong Hang. Like, all right, that was good.
I
I.
don't know. I don't know. So corny, but people are like, oh, like he's like maybe saying like, you know, that was a good shot, but
Uh huh.
I'm back, baby. Like I'm still alive.
Stupid. So cringe. Oh.
So corny.
But
Yeah.
overall, it was great. I'm just proud to say that I actually understood some of the references. You know, like I'm
Yeah.
glad I did my research before because wow,
Oh.
lots of symbolism.
I mean, the guy's a genius. I
Yeah.
want to say like so much swag
Uh huh.
exuding out of such a short man. I mean,
Yeah.
not that being short is bad,
Absolutely
but
not.
it's like so much confidence and like
Yeah.
so much swag. Like it made him look big. Like he
Here's a
filled up
question
the
though.
stage. Yes.
What did you think about his ball bottoms? Bell
It was
bottoms.
kind of tight.
On his
Like
ass.
in a not like a
Oh.
cool tight way, but
Oh.
like a
Like
tight
Dwight
like
on his
wait, like small tight way. Wasn't it really tight?
It was because like before the halftime show was on, you could see him walking up the stage and we're like you could see his butt from a mile. Those jeans were tight on his butt.
Yeah. I mean,
Interesting choice. But
interesting choice. Yeah.
mhm.
But I mean, I don't know. Was it Harris who uploaded like something? He was like, even his like clothes or whatever like carried significance.
Uh-huh.
I don't know. He's a poet and he's just creating poetry with everything that he
Yeah.
touches, I
Yeah.
guess. Um, apparently, I saw this like clip of Kendrick Lamar's like previous high school teacher.
Uh-huh.
Um, and he was like doing an interview, and like people were like, "Hey, like, do you know this guy, like Kendrick Lamar, or like his previous rap name?" He's like, "I don't know who that is."
Mhm.
And then he realized like it was his student.
Uh-huh.
Like, I don't know what his actual name is, but he's like, "Oh, like him? Yeah, I know him." And like he was like a huge influence on Kendrick Lamar, and
Wow.
Kendrick Lamar always talked about his high school like teacher,
Uh-huh.
but he said like he was the one who kind of introduced him to like poetry and writing. And he said
Oh.
even from a young age like he was very deep and um like he had so many good ideas. So he's
Mhm.
like, I'm not
Mhm.
surprised that he's like so successful now.
Dang.
Yeah.
He's a genius.
Yeah, I guess just and like dude, I'm like, Drake, why did you
So embarrassing.
like
again.
why did you mess with Kendrick?
Yeah.
I guess he thought like he had the upper hand, but
It,
dude,
it's yeah, clear victory on Kendrick's part.
I know. Oh,
Um
A minor.
that was epic. It was crazy when he actually started the song and he like you know his little moves. It's like so swag.
But I feel like one of my favorite halftime show performances was with Coldplay, Beyonce, and Bruno Mars.
Bruno
That
Mars.
was
Oh
like
my gosh. Yeah,
legendary.
that one I
Legendary.
was just like yelling the entire time. Like
That
ah!
one was like, wait, who was the one performing? Actually, was it Bruno Mars?
I thought it was
Was he the,
Beyonce.
or was it just the three of them? Like they were
I think
the.
it was the three of them. Yeah. But there was another year where it was just Beyonce.
Okay, and
Or
wasn't
was it
there
just
another one? Was it just Bruno Mars?
Maybe.
Who knows? But I still remember that one was like
Yeah.
legendary.
We live for these halftime shows, you know? That's why we're there.
I still remember Katy Perry's too for some reason because I think that's
Oh
when the
wow.
Sharks came out. Um,
That was a
and
little
that one
weird.
was really interesting. I don't really remember. Did Usher perform?
He did. Usher did. I liked it. I think we liked almost all of them. But I think my favorite one was Eminem, Dr. Dre, Snoop Dogg that year because it was special.
Oh,
Like it was in LA. They were representing LA.
aha, interesting.
50
Yeah,
Cent hanging upside down.
it's like a really. I feel like there must be so much pressure
Yeah,
performing. You know,
for sure.
like almost all of America's watching, and
Yeah.
like it's just such an iconic stage and
Mhm.
moment.
I will say though, after the halftime show, I was already checked out, but after that, I was like, all right, we should just go home now.
Yeah, again, I don't know. I don't even know who played
Yeah.
the Chiefs.
The
Chiefs and
Chiefs.
I don't know. Yeah.
Um, I this was the first year actually where I went to. I always kind of like dread going to Super Bowl games because
Hmm.
it's like usually a party where I don't know everyone too well, so I'm a little
Yeah.
uncomfortable, but I'm there, so I have to socialize plus act like I care about the game when I really don't give a rat's butt about it.
Yeah.
But this year it was, with my friends.
Yes.
I mean, previous years too is my friends, mainly David's friends, but people I don't usually see every day.
Yeah. Yeah.
So this was the first time where I truly felt comfortable and I was really enjoying my time. And I was just like I was actually, it was a packed weekend. Before that we had we hosted, two different friends at our house and then, had the
Oh
party at the
wow.
end of the weekend. And I was just really excited to see all of, everyone at the party, all of my friends. And,
Yeah.
um, they were just saying like, dude, Janice, didn't you just like host different people? Like you're so extroverted.
Pure
Um,
extrovert.
and yeah,
100%.
it's been a while since I exercised my extrovertedness this
Your
week.
pure extrovertedness.
Yeah, and then we were talking about our friend group, Jess, me, Danielle, Spake, and Esther.
Esther.
We're all pretty extroverted. Um,
We like people and hanging.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. And Danielle likes to claim that she's introverted, but throw her in a group and she is always the center of attention.
She'll fly with
Yeah.
her wings. Her
And then
butterfly wings.
we were talking about how we were comparing it to like a race, right? What was it? Trying to connect it here. Trying to make the connection here.
Um I I forgot. I think you were like saying like so they were commenting like to Janice like you're so extroverted. And then Janice was like, "You know what? Actually, I think or like someone said, I
Oh,
think Esther
Esther.
is just as extroverted, which is surprising cuz Esther is kind of like more low key than
Mm-hmm.
Janice, you
Mm-hmm.
know? Like she's not like loud and rambunctious at a party, but Esther will talk to strangers and
Yeah.
she will keep the conversation going.
We'll have her on the pod soon.
Yes, yeah, I'm surprised we haven't had her on until now. But anyways, she is Asian founded CEO, so like
Yep.
extrovertedness, I think is like a must for her. You know, she
Yeah.
has to talk to a lot of people and maintain
Mm-hmm.
relationships and all of
Mm-hmm.
that. But then we start talking about like there are different types of extroverts,
Yeah. Yeah.
and then Danielle made like the metaphor of like you know
She
a
said,
marathon.
yeah, she
Yeah,
said
there you go.
Esther is a marathon, Janice is a sprint.
You're a sprinter.
And
Yeah.
then Jess said, and we're like, okay, well and then we were going down the list. Spake is an extrovert, but she needs the vibes to be good. So like activities. So she's like more like a
A
relay
relay.
race.
A relay race, yeah.
And then we're like, okay, what's Jess? And
Wait,
Jess says,
what was Danielle? What did she say? She's
oh
like
yeah, Danielle said I'm a walker, aka not an extrovert for the nth time.
so she's saying she's not an extrovert, so she
Yeah.
walks.
She walks.
And
And
then they
then we're
said, "Okay,
like,
what's Jess?" And then they're like, "Oh, Esther was like, I think Jess is like an in between like a sprinter and a what is it?
walker
No,
or
no, no.
runner, marathon.
Yeah, a sprinter and a marathon runner." And then I came in the chat and I was like, "No, I'm a retired athlete. I'm no longer in the game.
That's so good.
I'm retired. Even if I want to be
Oh,
extroverted, I cannot
yeah.
because I'm too old and tapped out."
That's
So
that's a real right
that's
there.
kind of like our levels of
Mm.
extrovertedness. Like we're comparing to the game
Yeah.
of marathon or running or walking. So
No, but
we want you guys to ponder on like what you are. You know?
I feel like you still got it in you, with the moms and the kids. You know how to party it up with them.
Yeah. I mean, no, but you'll be surprised. Like even within the moms, I'm the one who like knocks out at like
Uh,
9, 10 p.m.
uh,
I can't keep up in the chats because it's like
yeah.
I'm like already sleeping or I'm just like I can't multitask. So
I'm not
for
surprised.
sure.
I'm not surprised.
But yes, Janice is definitely the sprinter because she goes hard. She goes hard, and then you all know we call her the 10 p.m. fairy.
That's
By
right.
10 p.m., she starts shutting down, and all the claims that she's made of, "Hey guys, let's party all night. Everybody sleep over. Everybody, we're not sleeping tonight. We're gonna do this and that. Blah blah
Yeah.
blah."
I
It just
just
goes down the drain because she just starts dozing off by herself.
I just get so excited when I'm like in a group. I get so happy and energized, and
Yeah.
I just like to make all these claims like we're going to party all night long, everybody. Jess, you're sleeping over. Slumber party tonight. But I have to learn from our friend Esther. It's about the 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 longevity,
Yes.
longevity,
There we go.
you know?
No, but then Danielle mentioned something. She said both are needed, you know?
That's true. That's true.
Both are
But
needed.
sometimes it's too much. I'm like, I go up like super fast. I just crash, but I just want to maintain a
I
good.
feel like you've been getting better at it though, Janice. Like,
Thank you.
um, you've been crashing in a less, like in a subtle way now.
Less dramatic way.
Yeah, less dramatic way.
Yeah.
So, and we appreciate you as our president, always keeping the vibes fun and jovial.
Yeah. I hope,
Um,
we are turning 32 this year, and
that's
it's
crazy.
only going downhill from here.
Yeah.
But I hope that, even with the new baby coming soon, second baby coming
Yes.
soon, our energy levels will stay high.
Yes. I mean, I hope so.
I mean,
You know
the
what's
baby doesn't
so
affect
funny?
me. The baby doesn't affect me. I'm talking to you.
You know what's so funny?
Uh-huh.
I was talking to Josh and like we were like talking about someone and then he was like, "Oh, how old is she or how old is he?" And I was like, "Oh, I think in like late 30s." And then Josh was like, "Oh, so a lot older than us." And I was like, "Yeah, yeah." It's funny because I was like, "Yeah, yeah, yeah." But then I thought about it and I was like, "Wait, wait, wait. Not a lot older, Josh.
Yeah.
You're like 32 or like you're turning 33.
Yeah.
Um, so like only like maybe 3 years, 4 years older than us, like
Yeah.
our tore, like
Yeah.
our age
Yeah.
around, you know. And he's like, "Oh my god, you're right."
He's heading well into his mid 30s now.
I still feel like I'm in my 20s.
I know. I mean, you still look like it. And I know, like,
Yeah.
for our older listeners, they might be like, oh my gosh, they're still so
Oh,
young.
lols. Okay, another quick story. I
Uh-huh.
went this morning. Again, I was like hobo mode. Like I had my glasses on, my Supreme beanie on. I had like a puffy coat
Uh-huh.
and like I was like so swollen and then I went to drop off Hui and then one of Hui's teachers, she was like, "어머나, like Hui 어머님, um I forgot what she said. Like I might be butchering this, but and again, this might be like like my 자랑, but she was like, "너무 어려 보여요." Like
Uh-huh.
Hui, like I would believe you if you say you're Hui's 누나,
Oh,
dropping him
wow.
off.
Like older sister. Uh-huh.
And I was like, "Eh?" Like I was shocked because I straight up look like a hobo.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
And then she added 너무 예뻐요. And I was like,
Aw.
I literally said, "네? 지금요?" Like utter confusion. I was like, "지금요, 선생님?"
Yeah. Yeah. She
I
was
said,
saying
"네,
you're
너무 예뻐."
pretty.
She's
But
like,
you
"No,
couldn't believe
like
it.
you look so young and pretty. Like I
Yeah.
would believe you if you're Hui's sister." And like
Yeah.
she was saying it genuinely, but I
Yeah.
was just so confused because for me, I'm like sick. I'm a hobo, and like
No, you're not,
like
Jess.
if
Come
I
on.
was all like like I have my makeup and like dress, I'd be like, "Oh, 감사합니다, 선생님." It was just like utter confusion. I was like, "지금요? Me?" And she's like, "네." And I was like, "선생님 감사합니다."
No, but
Like
legit. Like, even looking at you now, like it's still hard to believe that you're gonna be a mom of two. It's
it
true.
really made. I just want to say shout out to Hui 선생님 at his preschool.
Shout
It
out.
really made my day, even
Uh-huh.
though I didn't feel like it. Like
Yeah.
it really made my day, and I just realized like even us talking about this now, it's just like to her, she's an
Mhm.
older lady. Like
Mhm.
to her, like for me, like I'm younger and like I'm a young mom, so like
Yeah.
그냥 예쁜 거야 to
Yeah,
her.
yeah,
You know,
yeah.
like
Mhm.
I'm so youthful to her in her
Yeah, yeah.
perspective.
Uh-huh.
And like I think I know how she feels. Like
Yeah.
when we see younger
sure.
kids, like college students, or just like when we see youth,
Yeah.
청춘, like
Yeah.
그냥 예뻐 그
Yeah.
자체가,
Mhm. Mhm. For
And I
sure.
think Like right now, we think, oh man, we're so old, we're getting old. But this is the youngest we'll ever be today,
It's
right
true.
now.
It's true. And this is why I want to capture these moments through Honey Jam.
You're right. Yeah.
But actually, that also reminds me of a story. Sorry, I know
Let's
we're
go.
trying to keep this episode short, but it's impossible. It's impossible when you
impossible.
get us two together. I was eating. We were eating hot pot. Me, Sarah, and me, Sarah, and Haeyang.
Uh-huh.
And there was a waiter, and he was so like kind and like so cute, right?
Uh-huh.
And we were like, we're just three like ajumas being like, oh my god, he's so sweet and he's so
Uh-huh.
cute, right? And like something about him, it was like so bright, and we were just like, what about him is so different from us, you know? I felt like a huge difference.
Yeah.
And Sarah, was it Say or Sarah? They're like, you know what the difference is? It's the hope in his eyes. It's like he has like that glimmer of hopefulness, you know? And like
yes.
as you age, you realize like, you know, you had all of these dreams, but then, you know, hits the fan. You go
reality
through things,
sets in.
reality sets in, and you realize like, oh, that was all just a big dream, you know? And
Yeah.
you know, obviously I love being in my 30s too. There's so many good things about being in your 30s, but it was just funny to look at that kid who's a college student clearly, and just like kind of think back about like how we used to be too once upon a time, and how much we've changed and like how jaded we've become. Like I didn't realize that until I saw him, and like I realized, oh wow, I did change a lot since college.
Yeah, like the hope and the youth and just like, I don't know, being happy for no reason.
Yeah.
Yeah. It just kind of like dissipates slowly. But again, today is the youngest we'll ever be.
That's right.
And I just realized, you know, like just as my older son looks at me and thinks like, oh my, you know, enjoy your youth, no me apoyo. I feel like we got to be gracious to ourselves too and remember that.
Yes.
And, you know, enjoy today as
That's
today.
right.
And be thankful for all we have.
And we're still young, baby. I hear 40s is even more fun. So
that's what I hear too. Yeah. Again, you guys know I love you quiz. I forgot who said this, but like an actor was like, I actually love my 40s. Like every year gets better and better because you just get so certain about your identity and yourself, you know? And I believe that because like the person I am now versus the person I was in high school or like, you know, in my 20s, like I feel so much like, first of all, like I care less about what people think, which is very freeing.
Yes.
And I'm very comfortable in my own skin, you know, and I feel like you get that as you mature and as you grow older. And I love feeling that way, you know? So aging is not so bad.
It's not.
For any of you guys, youngins who are listening, okay?
I did put up a poll to see how many collegians we have, collegian listeners.
Oh.
I don't have the exact numbers, but it was very low. So
it was that one collegian who like messaged us.
Yeah, the last time I checked, it was like 3 people and one person was lying. It was a troll. Like
so 2.
Someone we know. Yeah, just 2.
Yo, we'll take it. Thank you
right.
for the 2 collegians listening.
Yeah. So I think it's a great place to end, you know. Like you said, let's be thankful. Let's enjoy our 30s. Our youth is over, but it's okay because 30s is even better.
I'm ready. I'm ready to
You ready?
start. Hey, by the way, Janice, you're going to Korea again, huh?
I am going to Korea.
Can you tell our listeners that you're going and that we gotta...
we booked our ticket back to Korea. We're leaving officially March 23rd.
That's so soon.
Literally feels like we got here yesterday.
You guys can go back to the studio in end of March. April-ish, so you guys can look forward to like more studio video interviews.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. But until then, it's gonna be a weekly thing, like I said. Rain or shine, sickness or health.
Did we get rid of our Kangchu corner? Guys, we're thinking about which segments to do. If you guys have any suggestions, we'll take it. But since it's a new season or like newer, I don't know, refresh, We're thinking of segments,
That's right.
what to do with our guests. I will say a lot of people have enjoyed our gangchus and have tried gangchus. For example, your Porto sourdough gangchu.
Oh yeah.
Um,
Someone messaged me saying we should pin all of our countries in a highlight.
oh yes, in the highlights.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'll do that.
Hey guys, thank you so much for listening. Again, you can, if you want more context, if you want to see our faces, I'm wearing pajamas by the way, and Janice thought they were cute. So if you want to see
Super
what
cute.
I'm wearing, and if you want to see Janice's cute face, you can check out Ha It's Janice YouTube channel to watch us and listen. But otherwise, if you're just listening, you can check us out on Apple, Spotify. We're on there. Leave us a review, leave us a like. And Janice also pumps out a lot of reels and puts up polls and posts on our Instagram, Honey Jam Pod. So make sure to follow us. And we'll see you guys next week.
Time. Bye.